I hope that you are having an absolutely lovely day so far. And if you're not, well, I hope that it becomes a lovely day because you definitely deserve to have lovely days. Before I get going too far, a quick visual descriptor. I have long brown hair, glasses, a black shirt, silver bracelet, coffee mug in hand. Behind me, we have some beautiful trees with some soft light just starting to break through them. It's quite wonderful. Rivers in the background, and we are in the gazebo in the public park space. Uh, it is a very nice morning, very nice morning. Grab your coffee, tea, whatever it may be, whatever gets your day going. I have my coffee. What's life without a sip? What's life without a cup? What's life without warm comforts? Oh, before I get talking, I just want to let you know that I'm going to be sharing a link at the end of this and talking to you a little bit about my story available through Kindle Vella. But let's not get off topic, even though that is a topic that we're going to be on. The topic today is, the best time to start is now. The best time is most certainly right now. And what do I even mean? What do I even mean? Well, let's be more specific. Say you want to start live streaming. The best time to start is now. Schedule it, or just turn on a camera and get going. You probably already have the accounts, depending on where you're joining me. You probably have an account set up on a number of different platforms that allow you to live stream. Go ahead and do it. The world is waiting for you. But. There are so many other things that you might be waiting to do. Maybe you're waiting to start building your dream. You've had it for a long time, and you're like, well, I'm going to get ready next year. I'm going to start saving. I'm going to start getting the things I need for it. I'm going to start looking at houses in another city or looking for plane tickets so I can visit another country. But you're putting it off. You're putting it off and you're not doing it. Maybe you looked up the information 100 times, 1,000 times. Maybe every day after work, you do Google searches or pop around on websites you already know and you start looking into things that you want to do, but you're not pulling the trigger. You're not starting the race. Why? What prevents you from doing what you want to do? First off, I understand there's a lot of things in life that can come up that can keep us from doing what we want to do. But a lot of the reasons that we give, a lot of the reasons that we internalize, and a lot of the reasons that we lean into, they're excuses. And if you don't believe me, really investigate the reasons you give yourself. I don't have enough time. That's a great reason, right? I don't have enough time. How much time do you spend during the week doing other things? I'm not talking about our responsibilities, work, cleaning the house, walking the dog, feeding the kids, all of that stuff. No. You go ahead and spend a couple hours every day vegging. I know that I'm guilty of occasionally being a bit of a veg, sitting back on the couch and watching videos online, scrolling through my social media, reading random articles that aren't necessarily going to get me where I want to be. We all do it. And it's okay to have that downtime. Don't get me wrong. In fact, you definitely should keep a little bit of that downtime to yourself. Hey, over there on Twitch, I'm so glad you can join us. You definitely need some of that downtime to yourself, so don't get rid of it. But probably replace some of it. If there's something, anything, that you've been yearning and urging and wishing you were doing or could do or that you were, the biggest thing standing in your way half the time is a lot of excuses we come up with ourselves. Sure, it's a multi-layered scenario. I mean, what in life isn't kind of multi-layered? There's lots of facets, lots of angles, lots of considerations to put into place. But I have a pretty good mind that there is some time or resource available to you. And the reason I say this is because I myself do many things. And I'm not alone in this aspect. I know many people do many things. And sometimes they just had to get over a bump of fear in order to actually pursue what they wanted to do. And that's another big one. Another big one. Obviously, we come up with a lot of reasons, and many of them are very valid. Let's not get that wrong either. There's a lot of very valid reasons that we don't pursue everything we want to do. There's just as many invalid ones. But one of the other big things that gets in our way is fear. We're afraid to take the leap. To take the leap into whatever future place we wish to be. And not all fears are unfounded. I mean, there's the very realistic fear of failure. Now, of course, a fear of failure is realistic because, let's be fair, a lot of us fail at things that we try. But that failure only sticks if you only try until you fail. If you only try until you fail and you never try again, well, then you failed and you will not progress further. However, if you do not accept failure and you try again, your chances have just shot up so much that you're going to get to that next point, that next place, that a further step towards whatever you desire, whatever you dream, whatever you wish. Life is full of stumbling blocks, full of walls. It's full of narrow corridors that we must traverse, sometimes very blind and unknowing of what's coming. But that doesn't mean it's not worth it to keep trying. It doesn't mean that it's not worth it to keep exploring. And it most certainly doesn't mean that you have to accept the first time you fail. There truly is no better time than now to start writing a book, take up music, plan a vacation, plan on buying a house. And some of these things are huge endeavors that require a lot of time to make them happen. But it all starts with just that first step, just beginning the journey. Sometimes it's doing the math to see how long it's going to take to afford to do the thing you want to do. And then, of course, after you do that, setting up some sort of savings or budgeting to make it happen. Sometimes we don't have the initial skills we need to do something. At this point in time in my life, if I wanted to learn a new instrument, well, I'm going to have to get lessons. And that's okay too, because sometimes the things you want to do require some sort of coach or teacher, some sort of class. And that becomes your first step. Look for a class, look for a teacher, look for a coach. Compare a few, then sign up. And if you need the money to be able to do that, well, then we revert back to the previous thinking. Make a budget, put it aside, and get it moving. Now, this doesn't work for absolutely everyone, and I'll admit, sometimes budgeting for large things or even budgeting for something small can be very difficult. And that's where we're going to have to do something even more frightening. Asking for help. In fact, let me just put it right out there that even if something is within your means to do, there is nothing wrong with asking for help. But it's scary. It's scary to ask other people for help. Maybe not for everyone, but there's this little thing sometimes that enters your mind and it gets bigger and bigger and bigger. Maybe it's the anxiety of even asking someone. Maybe you don't want to send that first message or make that first phone call to ask for help. But once you do, you've opened a door to a new possibility for you. Let's just all agree it's probably a good idea that more often than not, we do seek help from other people. For some of us, it's easier. For others, not so much. But just like with the whole discussion of the day, there's no better time than now. The best time is now. Make those first steps. And of course, get yourself an extra cuppa, coffee, tea, whatever it may be, whatever makes your day absolutely awesome. I enjoy my cuppa. Now, before I get going, I do want to talk to you a little bit about Kindle Vella and my story that's available there. So, short intro, Kindle Vella was launched by Amazon last year. It is a new means by which authors and readers can put out and then take in new stories. And it allows authors to put those stories out in episodes, short little snippets, like chapters more or less. But those chapters can be released over time in episodes. And it allows readers the kind of excitement, the anticipation of when is the next episode coming. But it also allows readers to be able to jump between many different authors and check out many different stories and really get exposed to so much new reading and content and lore and intrigue. The first 3 episodes of any story on Kindle Vella, you just read them. Don't have to pay a dime. After that, you can unlock further episodes for the stories you like. And of course, you can like and leave reviews and follow the stories. So every time you read an episode, you can like it. And of course, I have a few stories there. One of them is 30 Days in the Apocalypse with Dr. Sciencio, Magnifico, a sci-fi comedy action apocalypse story. It's not post-apocalyptic, it's apocalyptic. The world is in tatters and ruins, as every form of apocalypse is happening at once, seemingly. And what does the apocalypse seem to still have? Well, the apocalypse still has social media, internet, and people who are trying to get sponsors and product endorsements. It's a lot of fun. I think you'll find it really interesting. There's some social commentary. There's a lot of commentary on our current internet culture. and there's a lot of commentary on what it's like to be a content creator. It's also got some interesting scenes, and I kind of wrote it in a way that's slightly uh, slightly cinematic with smash cuts and jumps, narration, and all this other fun stuff. Please check out 30 Days in the Apocalypse of Dr. Sciencio Magnifico. Like the episodes that you read, there's currently 4 episodes available. Follow the story, and please leave a review. It would mean the absolute world to me. But I'm going to wish you all the absolute best. Be well, be excellent, and I'll see you all again very soon. Bye, everybody.